Welcome back to another one in our series of the quickfire tips for answering exam questions. We're on the Judaism paper, we're on the beliefs half of the paper, and we have a question here. It's an 8-marker. Explain Jewish beliefs about the nature of God. If you ever see the term nature of God, what we are looking for is God as one, God as judge, God as lawgiver, and God as creator. So what we're going to have a go at doing right now is just making some quick fire notes suitable for things like flashcards that go through each of those. We'll look at the belief, some evidence to support it, and what that means in present day practice. So let's start with God as one. What this means is Judaism is monotheistic. God is one and indivisible. The evidence for this, I would typically look at the prayer, the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. The Lord our God, the Lord is one. Remember, this is the prayer that's in those mezuzah scrolls on all the door frames, said every day. You have also got another piece of evidence, though. You've got the 10 Commandments, God given to Moses, that says, have no other God before me. And then what that means for present day practice, we've got point, we've got some evidence, and then if we take that into present day and what that would look like, we could talk about this idea that Jews recite the Shema daily. This belief in one God is so important, you say the prayer that states that daily. So Jews recite the Shema daily. We've got no statues in synagogues. And you could also, if we just move us down a little bit, look, we could also talk about this idea that you don't say God's name, but use respectful titles such as Hashem. Next up, let's have a look at God as a creator. So again, if I shift us down the page, we've looked at God as one. Next up, we'll take God as a creator. Quickfire belief: God created the universe and everything in it. God created the universe and everything in it. In terms of evidence, you could quite simply use Genesis. God said, let there be light. You could also use that first line, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now, in terms of present day practice, every week Jews celebrate Shabbat to reflect on God's creation. And you could also talk about that concept of tikkun olam, trying to heal the world and act as stewards. So we've got one creator, and that leaves us with judge and lawgiver, which work quite nicely as a pair. So let's start with this idea in Judaism that God is known as a lawgiver. Remember, these are the natures of God. So God gave the Torah, that's those 10 Commandments, and the 613 mitzvot, which means duties, to guide Jewish life. If we look at the evidence, you've got a couple of pieces. We could talk about Hashem is our judge, Hashem is our lawgiver, which comes from the Tanakh, or in the Torah from the book of Leviticus, there is these are the commandments the Lord gave Moses for the Israelites. These are the commandments the Lord gave Moses for the Israelites. And that's from the book of Leviticus. So that's the Torah. In present day practice, Orthodox Jews aim to follow all the mitzvot. And Reform Jews interpret and adapt them to fit modern living. And then, of course, if God is a lawgiver, well, what happens? Why are we following those laws? That's because Jews also believe God is a judge. So the belief is that God judges people based on actions and intentions. If you remember, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the days of judgment and atonement. Rosh Hashanah. So I'm just going to make a note of those there. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the days of judgment and atonement. In terms of evidence here, I am going to take Hashem is our judge. Hashem is our lawgiver. And that's from the Tanakh. And then what that means for present day practice is you've got Yom Kippur is a day of atonement. When Jews seek forgiveness and make amends. Seek forgiveness and make amends. So there we have it. If I can just zoom us out slightly, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. Not brilliantly, but here it is. Look, if we start back at the top, the natures of God are one, judge, lawgiver, and creator. In terms of one, Judaism is monotheistic. We have the Shema and the Ten Commandments, and we get no statues in synagogues. In terms of Jews as a creator, God created the universe and everything in it. In Genesis, we have let there be light. And every week, Jews celebrate Shabbat to reflect on God's creation, and they try and practice this concept of tikkun olam, to heal the world, acting as stewards. Moving down, we have God as a judge and a lawgiver. God gave the Torah and the mitzvot as a guide to Jewish life. These are the commandments the Lord gave Moses for the Israelites, is what's stated in the Torah in Leviticus. And Orthodox Jews try to follow them all. Reform Jews interpret and adapt to fit living. And then finally, God as a judge. Jews believe God judges based on action and intention. And in the Tanakh, it states Hashem is our judge, Hashem is our lawgiver. And what that means today is we've got the festivals of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which are the days of atonement when you seek forgiveness and make amends. Now, that's all the information. If you would like to see us put that into an answer to answer the question, explain Jewish beliefs about the natures of God, click on the link in this video and we'll take you over to that one. Otherwise, good luck.